Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you some basics on how to get into longboarding. Longboarding is a really fun and casual way to get active, get outside, and to challenge yourself a little bit. Now, a lot of people might think that longboards are only called that because they're long boards, but there's actually a lot of different kinds. So here are a few of the basic shapes. This is a pintail, downhill freeride board, cruiser freestyle, and a mini cruiser. At the end of the day, a board is a board, but each of these boards are going to be better at doing different things. Let's start with the Pintail. This board is made for cruising. It's a bit longer and provides a lot of foot space for riders, and it's also a little flexier, so it's a very comfortable, smooth ride. The Pintail at the back of the board will really help stabilize your center of gravity when riding this. Next up is the downhill freeride board. This board is designed for speed and getting you down hills, as well as pulling out some tricks like slides. The difference between this one and the last is that this is made out of maple wood, which is a lot sturdier. You won't have any flex when riding this, and that's exactly what you want when you're flying down hills on this board. The deck has a drop to it, which creates pockets for your feet to keep you locked in at higher speeds, as well as concaved sides to ensure that your feet don't slip at all. This is a cruiser freestyle deck. It's comfy and cruisy like the first Pintail board I showed, but it's also a lot shorter and symmetrical. It has kicktails on each side, which allows for you to pop it and do tricks. Lastly is the mini cruiser. This one is a similar size to skateboards, but it has bigger longboard wheels, which help you roll a lot faster and get over cracks and rocks a lot easier. This one also has a really big kicktail at the back, which helps you do stuff like ollies and kickflips. So now I'm going to show you the basics of riding. You're going to want to choose which foot is going to be planted on the board and which is going to be pushing. Most people put their leading foot on the board, but you're really just going to have to find out for yourself by trying it out. Before you even think of rolling, it's a good idea to practice getting your second foot onto the board without falling over, because it's surprisingly difficult to balance on it. As you begin riding, you're going to want to practice pivoting your foot to the side. This will give you a lot of directional control and stability when you're moving. The trucks on your board should be loose enough to turn you when you lean on your toes or your heels. And they can be loosened and tightened to your preference with any kind of wrench or Allen wrench right here. Getting better at pushing really just comes down to practice, so don't feel pressured to rush things. Taking one or two pushes on flat land, then riding it out is a really good way to get comfortable on the board. The inevitable moment of going too fast for comfort is going to happen, so it's really important to learn how to stop. Foot dragging with your pushing foot is probably the safest and most common way of slowing down. It's going to take you longer than you think to get those skills down, but once you do, you can start to learn beginner tricks to mix things up, like running starts, or pivots, or ghost ride kickflips, but don't expect to nail it every time. Really into freestyle riding, you can try out kickflips or 360 720 tray flips, but I won't show off to you guys anymore. While tricks can be fun, at the end of the day, it's all about riding the board. It's a great way to exercise and get around, and even better if you can convince some friends to hop on too. I hope you found these tips and tricks helpful. Thanks to longboarding, I've made lifelong friends and now have experiences that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And I hope that some of you are inspired to hop on a board and maybe see what you can find out there.